And that's it. Oh wait, it's going.
Look at him.
I think he started it up for us. Let me check.
Yeah, it's going.
Are we live?
We are live, baby.
We are live. All right. You want to introduce or shall I go ahead and do it?
Go ahead. You can do it. Take control.
Take control. You know I love when a man say that. Ooh, watch out. Hey. Hey, family. It's your girl, Shay. Sorry to be coming at you without the theme music and everything. We kind of short a little bit. Big Smooth is in a crowded room, so he couldn't start us off with the music. So you got me and Words over here taking control. So control. So happy Sunday, family. Hopefully it was a good one. Words, what you do today?
Man, I didn't do nothing. I just laid back. I had a pretty rough week. So you know how everybody has to have that quiet time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I don't want to, where you don't want, nothing's wrong, but you don't want to talk to nobody. Right. You just want to work the thoughts out in your mind and get back to it. You know, that's hasn't been just today, but the past few days have been like that. Just me clearing my mind.
So what's been going on, Words? You're not the kind of person, so that surprises me. It takes a lot to get you down.
Well, I got a couple of ill family members, and then my business had 2 bad quarters to start off the year. So, just the weight of the world all crashing at one time.
Right.
But you know what I mean? I got to keep going. But, when things like that happen, I just have to trust the Lord and seek him. So
Exactly.
So basically, that's what I've been doing the past 3 or 4 days.
Well, I hope your family members feel better.
Yeah, they already are. They already are. It's in God's hand.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it.
And then, when you realize when you run a business, you have to realize that businesses fail more per quarter than they actually win.
Right.
So it's just what business is. So stand the test of time and fight and keep going,
And this, the current economic situation probably isn't helping either. So it may not even be totally on you. It just may be the circumstance of the world.
That's what it is. So is I have some blame in there because I made some moves I shouldn't have. I'm not blameless. However, they were the moves that I anticipated making when I did my yearly budget. They just didn't work. It backfired,
Right.
So it happens.
Well, I have full belief that you'll bounce back.
Yeah.
So I know you'll be fine.
I appreciate that.
Oh, but other than that, everything okay with you? Life is good?
Life is good. Life is $100,000. Honestly, I'm through it all. I'm thankful.
Well, you know what? It's a blessing.
You know what I mean? Right. I don't have to be in the situation I'm in. It could be worse. It could be better. But I've always looked at things like the glass is half full. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what gives me motivation and I keep moving. And through it all, like the fish said in what's that, Finding Nemo, just keep swimming.
Yeah. Not Dory.
I mean? Yeah, Dory, man. Remember none of this. She remembered nothing except when he counted. Other than that, she just kept swimming.
Exactly. She kept on swimming. She kept on swimming.
That's it. That is how it goes.
Well, I am finishing the final touches for my trip on Wednesday to Puerto Rico, and I'm so excited.
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait to go. Big
How
50 birthday. Huh?
How many days are you guys gonna be there?
We're gonna be there 6 days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I am looking forward to resting, relaxing, and having a good old time.
Yeah, right. Stella finna get her groove back. You say, I heard you slip in the big 5. Don't be trying to think that was gonna slide past me. No, man.
No, sir.
No, man.
I'm not trying to be Stella in these COVID days. Now, get a little flirt on.
But
other than that, you know,
hey,
I'm not grooving too much.
Hey, once we reach our age, that's what we call grooving.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's what we call grooving.
Well, I don't know about all the groove and the groove in then. I ain't trying to bring back nothing I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So
as you should. As you should. I know how they go. As you should.
Exactly. So let's go and get ready. Hop into the first topic of the day. Our big people's champ sent us over the topic. So and this was a good one. I was kind of excited about this list. So I'm kind of happy he put these out. So the first topic is, have you seen that apology Will Smith issued to Chris Rock?
I did.
And what did you think about it?
Well, that was mainly for the public. So, you know, his real apology to him and his family came. We didn't get to see that. Because I don't think Will would be the type that would issue a public apology and not take care of it behind the scenes first.
Okay, that's true.
You know, and you know, you really at first you were saying Chris Rock brother go in and you stop seeing that. So that's what makes me say that.
Right. You know, because he did it at his comedy show. And he said Will Smith was gonna have to see all the Rock brothers.
Right. So, you know, I don't read too much into it, you know, because I'm not a person that follows the trends, but I'm glad he did it because it's a good look because of what was going on with the Oscars.
Right.
When you look at it for our people's standpoint. So.
And you know, one of the things I really kind of appreciated about the apology he issued was the fact that he mentioned Chris's mom. You know, when it first happened, she came out and she was like, you know, it was disrespectful that he slapped my son. And, you know, she said what she said. And she wasn't overly dramatic about it. She was clearly upset, but she wasn't drama about it. But I appreciated that when he did apologize, even if he did it behind the scenes, he did mention her and mention, you know, how much pain he put not only her, but, you know, his family through. But primarily he did take the time to really point out her and her pain. So did you like the setup of the way he did it, like kind of clumping all that together and all the questions he was asking in the video?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I can't just form an opinion on that because I watched inserts. I never got to sit down and watch it from beginning to end. Once I caught on to what was going on, you know, I kind of I work 15 hours a day, so I have to catch inserts and then come back when I have time and watch it in its entirety. Right. So that's how I pick out what's important to listen to and what it is not how I feel because I can't do it all at one time. Exactly. However, the mere apology is what works for me. I didn't get in depth with it.
Okay. I can understand that. I think within his apology, there were a lot of other things addressed in the video, which was okay. But to me, I feel like that if he was specifically apologizing to Chris, it should have been short and sweet and basically focused on that topic. Not all that other stuff, because it was like almost a 20-minute video.
Okay.
And I'm like you, I sat and watched it for maybe about 10 minutes. So I didn't see the last 10 minutes of it. He seemed sincere. You know, he seemed like he really took the time to gather his words so that he could truly communicate clearly.
Okay.
And I think it, like you said, maybe hopefully he addressed it behind the scenes, but I think by him clumping all this stuff into one video, it was like a one and done situation. Here's me apologizing. Here's me answering the questions. I'm not going to address it again.
Right. But also, it didn't shut him down because he signed for that big movie deal before that even came out.
And that's what I was going to ask. Do you think he issued this apology because of that deal?
No, I think the apology would have came before that deal. If that deal lined up on the apology.
Well, so was it for the deal or was it sincere?
It was, in my eyes, I'll give it a sincere thumbs up.
Okay, I agree. I think I'm going to give him the benefit and the hope that that was not a Hollywood stunt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that wasn't something that I'm going to do this to shut the public up. I'm hoping that it came from a sincere spot from one Black man to another.
Right.
And recognizing the pain that he put not only him, but his mother through.
Right. I mean, that and that slap actually showed the condition of our community in so many ways too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Living in pain, you know?
Yeah.
It's a struggle every day.
Every day.
And even if you have money, you still may be struggling, you know?
Yeah.
You just may have the comforts to find the help that somebody in like middle class, lower class can't afford, you know?
Right.
So that's
right.
You still got problems. Your problems are just, you know.
I mean, even more problems.
Exactly.
One thing you've never heard is a bum complaint.
True.
And that's because they have no regular life words. Why complain?
Right.
You know what I mean?
As Puffy said, more money, more problems, right?
That's it.
Right.
That's it. When they decided to sell us the Garden of Eden and we bought it.
Yeah. And two, in dealing with being a public figure, you don't have the room to deal with your stuff in private.
Right.
It's out there, out and proud.
Right. And I think about that all the time. And I'm okay being not being in the public's eye. You know what I mean? I enjoy just walking to the store.
True.
You know what I mean? Just to be able to walk to the store, because you can get so high up to where you can't even come outside without somebody trying to take a picture. I don't want that. You understand? When I don't want my family members in jeopardy because of who I am. So some things are better off not to have.
You know, and going with what you just said, it was a video on TikTok maybe of Justin Bieber driving up to his house, and he had a couple of fans who camped overnight at his house at in hopes of trying to see this man, just getting a glimpse. And so he's walking up and they're like, Justin, can we get a hug? And he was like, this is my home. This is the place where I go to find peace. I would appreciate if you leave. This is my home. And that is real. That was a very real moment. Like, you are in my home. And you up here asking me for an autograph. And one girl even had the nerve to turn around and say, well, can I get a hug? He was like, no. What did I just say? I'm not on the clock right now. This is my peace. And he went inside. And he had every right to feel that way.
Right. And some people don't get that. And I believe it's possessive by nature trait where they, they must possess everything that they encounter.
Right.
So, and and most people don't like being possessed in that fashion.
Right.
Because you wanted it right now, it has to happen. No.
Exactly. And just because they're a public figure doesn't mean that you get access to them either.
Right. You shouldn't get access to no human being in that sort of fashion.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's his job. Being Justin Bieber is his job. He's probably Justin Wilson once he gets home,
Right. Because it's like you don't know his real name.
Exactly.
Because he that high up. You know what they call him. That's about it.
And what was I reading the other day? What I can't remember where somebody. Nicki Minaj, and I hope this isn't true. But due to the fact that Nicki Minaj's husband is a quote registered sex offender, supposedly her real home address is listed on the sex offender website.
Oh, wow.
Supposedly. I don't know how accurate that is, but just think about that. Just think if people got crazy enough to look on that sex offender site to find out her address to see her home.
Yeah.
This is the life she chose, by getting with her husband.
Right. And to live under the same roof, because he has to register from, doesn't he? You never once you get on there, they never let you off not registering, do they?
Nope. For the rest of his life.
Wow.
Or I believe for the rest of his life, he has to register. He has to stay on that. So as long as he's married to her, he has to put the address that he's at.
Didn't they just have a baby?
Yes.
So
the baby is probably like a year now.
Are you allowed to be around kids after that, even if you have some?
I don't know. I'm assuming if it's your kid, yes.
Wow.
I don't know.
I thought you have to maintain a certain distance away from children as well, regardless of who they are.
Well, I mean, maybe there's a special provision because she is who she is.
Makes sense. Money talks.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's a good segue into our next topic.
What's that?
The next topic is when teaching kids about the birds and the bees or having the sexual talks with a kid, how detailed should you be? And does the sex of the child make a difference in the conversation? So let's tackle the first one. How detailed should you be when it comes to having the sex talk with your kids?
Very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be so detailed that you tell them about the genealogy and how genealogy works.
Interesting. Genealogy. What? So like the chromosomes? What do you mean by genealogy?
When I say genealogy, meaning say you and I come together and we have a child, right?
Okay. Right.
Now, with that being said, the genealogy would be the father's bloodline.
Okay.
And with that, with knowing the bloodline, you know where you actually come from. You know who the people are. You know what I mean? I believe that would actually deter a lot of pregnancies, because when a person know, like, you can't just holler this my baby because the genes say no, it goes this way.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It's I mean, being the way, because we just teach the basic man, woman come together, this happened, that happened. But however, like I taught my child, she's she has the sickle cell anemia trait, right?
Oh
Now,
wow.
within genealogy, what she doesn't want to do is have a child with the male that has that trait.
Okay.
Because now your child will have the actual condition.
Oh
You
wow.
understand what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
is your love that strong knowing that you're going to deal with this?
Right.
Ultimately, it could have. Nothing's 100%, but you've increased your chances. It's just a fact of knowing.
Right. I mean, but wow, that's a
Yeah.
great point.
I mean, we basically do it anyway. We just aren't taught about it and how it
Yeah.
actually works. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Uh-huh.
So we basically pick our like that anyway. You know, a lot of women or a lot of women want taller men. You know what I mean? Because it's not about them wanting a taller man, it's the gene.
Interesting.
However, if you study the genealogy, this guy may be 5'3", but he may be the shortest in the family because he actually has the gene, but he missed it this time.
Right.
Or she missed it this time. You know, it didn't go to her, it went to everybody else. So chances are, if you have one there, bam, the child will have it. So it's
Interesting.
interesting when you look at it like that, because when
Uh-huh.
something has to give on how we teach.
Right.
Something
Right.
has to give. And I'm not saying we're teaching the wrong thing. It may be how we're doing.
And and with you making that point about family medical history, I tried to bring that point to my mother. My mother has medical conditions, and she doesn't always share with us her medical history. So unless something is absolutely wrong, we don't know for sure if she has the high blood pressure or, like we know she has congestive heart failure. The only reason why we found that out is that she went through a whole episode with it.
Right.
So, but had she not gotten sick, we wouldn't have known. So
Right.
when we approach her about, Mom, what is your medical history? She pushes us away. She doesn't want to share. She feels like it's her business. And I'm like, but what you don't understand is that by you not telling us, there's a piece to a puzzle that we don't know and can't prepare for.
Right.
So I may have passed something on to my kids that I don't even know about. Or we could in our family have a disease, let's say, that or a condition that may have skipped 2 generations and went down to the third.
Right.
So so I agree with you saying that you should share these type of things with your kids, regularly, not just even when you're having the sex talk.
Right.
This needs to be something like at dinner. Hey, I gotta, found my blood pressure was kind of high.
Right. Shay, actually, we're the first generation where it's been tracked. Generation X. Our parents, like my father, they ain't got a birth certificate on him.
Wow.
In his 80s, they have to, he lose it, man. They write a piece of paper, wrote up on a piece of paper.
Wow.
Understand what I'm saying? So this is
yes.
the first, we are their kids. We are their children. So everything that they talk about where we need to be strong at, we only have one generation to prepare.
Yeah, my bonus mom, her father is like that. He doesn't know exactly when his birthday is. So he celebrates it on the 4th of July because that's the closest that he can gather that he was born.
Right.
Because he doesn't have a birth certificate. Yeah, that's real. He's 80 years old. He's in that generation.
Yeah. And understand what those are our parents.
Yeah.
You know? And then the world that they actually prepared us for never became.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? It didn't become what they prepared us for.
Right.
No fault of their own, you know? So
right.
But all we can do, because now we see that, we got to chart this thing because we're looking out for what's coming.
Right.
It's not about me. You got to give up the it's about me factor. Nah, it's something coming down the line that you're preparing for, and you got to play your part.
Exactly. And now with these generation of kids that we have, this is a generation of communication. You know, this is a generation of everything is in the light. They don't do secrets. You notice that about these kids? They don't do secrets. They don't tolerate not knowing things. They go out and find the answers to what they need to know. They communicate, they share. And that's the expectation that they have for everybody around them,
Right.
So that I've noticed that's the difference in parenting from my parents, who were more like, what happens in this house stays in this house,
Right.
There's still a level of not secrecy, but a level of privacy, I guess, even within sharing with my kids, okay, we're going to talk and I'm going to communicate, but some of what we have, what we share, it still needs to stay in the house.
Right. That's because that's what we have. Nobody else has this. We have.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I understand totally what you're saying. Mm-hmm. It's a community. What I don't know if there's a lot of people that don't know what family actually feels like.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And when you don't know what it actually feels like, because I could come over there and I could be sitting there talking to you face to face, but when your sons walk in, you guys will be talking over my head because y'all have a communication level that I don't.
Right.
And that's what family is.
Right.
So it's that's how I see it.
No, but that's real. That's real. Yeah. And that's a very good point right there. Mm-hmm. So, in rolling back, all that said, when, because when I had to talk with my kids, it was a little bit different because I don't know the male side of the sex talk, So
I was on the other side of that pendulum. So I know what you're saying.
Right. So it was very strange to have that talk because I didn't want to just come at it from the woman's point of view. You know what I'm saying? I had to kind of separate that and, speak real. And I try to keep it real with my kids at all time. I hope I covered enough. I think I told them about protecting themselves. I told them about, being cautious about, going to different people houses. Cause I don't know if you remember a couple years back where the boy went to the girl's house and ended up getting killed by the father because he thought he was an intruder,
Right.
So I was like, I've been very fortunate to where I have been able to pick my kids up from school every day.
Yeah.
They never rode the school bus home. They were never really latchkey kids except for during the summer, when I could tell them, keep this door locked.
Right.
I was always very careful about who they hung out with. We never really lived by all their friends. So I would have to take them to their friend's house. So it was a whole lot of control I could place on that.
Right.
So not that they weren't good kids, but you just never know about what could happen with a Black boy going over to somebody's house. Like there was a young Black boy who went to a slumber party for his friends, for people who called themselves his friends, and they end up peeing on him.
What? But as a parent, how do you handle that? I'm sorry. I don't know if I can sit there and let me talk to your child.
Right.
I'm not that one. I'm finna go sit down for a few days.
I would be livid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a horrible, that's assault,
It is. It is. It is. And I will press every charge. I don't know if I'll press charges. I'll fight first and then I'll press charges so we both can be in the cell together.
Right. And then, but my first action, I want to sit the parents down and be like, where were you?
Why would what thinking that you put in your child for them to even do that? Where did that come from?
Exactly.
And then I'm gonna get on my child because it's how would you pick something like this for a friend? You got to be.
You know what? To be protective of the child, maybe they put up a front.
I know, but I'll use it as a life learning lesson.
That's true.
You have to. Hey, you got to be careful how you pick people who you gonna be around. Because you see how that time, that could have been 3 people with guns.
That is true.
That quick, and you gone.
That is quick.
So you got to pick who you want to lay down and sleep around. You can't close your eyes around everybody.
Because that is the ultimate form of trust.
Yeah.
Laying down next to somebody and closing your eyes.
Yeah, definitely. That is it. When I was on the opposite end of that spectrum by me having a girl. So what I did, the initial teaching, I used 2 glasses of water and a cucumber.
Okay.
So I had 1 glass of water dirty, 1 glass of water clean. I explained it on the overstimulation factor, because I always kept it real with myself that one day she will do it. But I explained it like if you just so happen to pull a man that has a 13-inch weedy whacker, that's a rarity. That's a rarity, and it can overstimulate you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I explained, that's how I explained the cucumber and its size. You know what I mean? And because, you got to prepare them, because that's a lot of what goes on. I explained the overstimulation, but that's a lot of what goes on today. I explained the porn aspect. When you hear the woman screaming and yelling, it's not because of the pain. That's an illusion. It's supposed to be a pleasurable moment. So the scream signifies pleasure, not pain. That's another place that a lot of people are thrown off at, and it's due to overstimulation. What else did I do? And then the dirty water and the clean water, I explained that to her as that being her, her kitty cat. You understand what I'm saying? And how she's this clean glass right now. And every time you let this cucumber go in this clean glass, the dirtier it can become.
Right.
So that's what you don't want. You don't want it dirty like this. You don't want this. So, she was pretty young, so I had to break it down at a child level.
Right.
But I did that. But even up until now, I still give her pointers. Things I heard and we discussed. Like, did you know? You know, so it actually never stops. It's not a time frame of when it should stop.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Now, you know, you always keep you trust them with their, like at my point, mine's 27. So I trust her with if I don't trust her with her body by now, I never will. So
right.
I trust her with her decision making at this point. So it is what it is, but I still discuss things with her.
Good. And that's the way it should be. It should be an open line of communication with your parents, you know, because
That's it.
just every day is a different learning. You know,
Right.
you're always learning.
Right. But then, you know, I also was the father that never played the role of I know everything. Yeah, I wasn't that one. I was the
right.
one that said, look here, hold my hand. It's the first time I've ever been a father. This the first
Right.
time you've been a daughter. We know it's gonna be a
That's
ride,
true.
but hold on and let's have some fun.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna mess up, you gonna mess up, but we trying. You know what I mean? So that's the
Yeah.
role I play. So it
And
was
that's a great
never
role to play because, listen, we don't have all the answers.
right. They didn't give me an instruction manual when this happened.
Exactly.
So, and one thing I learned is trust the free will that God gave me. Me make the choice. Don't be influenced by others to make the choice.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? You sleep better that way. Even if it's a situation where you made a choice and it didn't work out. You know what I mean? God
Right.
may have just been looking at your heart when you made the choice. It doesn't
And that's
necessarily mean you lost something.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We make choices out here and we just gonna move forward.
Exactly. So, in moving forward, does the sex of the child, and I think we touched on this, but does the sex of the child make a difference with the conversation? And I think we kind of covered that when we said that we were both on the opposite ends of the spectrum. So, to me, had I been talking to a little girl, then yes, the conversation would have been different.
Right.
Because only would I be able to identify with her as a girl and growing into a woman, but I've also had the experience.
Right.
So I
Right.
can, tell it from that point of view. I haven't had that experience as a man, you
Right.
know?
Right.
So some of what y'all go through, I can't speak on.
Right. All I can do is speculate.
Right.
Yeah.
And so some of what my kids are going through or going to go through, they may have to just fall and bump their head.
Man,
I would hate for them to do that.
Hey, right, don't want her to do that, but hey, my show with in puberty with me. She was with me. All I remember is walking in the house. Like, why is you rolling in the floor? My stomach hurt. Man, get up off the floor.
Oh, what? Wait, what? Come back. Wait, I can't hear you a little bit. Wait, what now?
I said, all I remember walking in the house and she was rolling on the floor. I walked out to do something and I come back in, she rolling on the floor. I was barbecuing. And I come in the house and she rolling in the floor watching TV. I'm like, what's wrong with you? My stomach hurt. Man, get up off the floor. Next thing I know, I gotta run to the store real quick.
Oh no.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Her call your mama real quick. Let her tell you what to do. But see, I've always kept that line open as well because I knew what I had.
Wait, Brian, wait. Check your sound. You're kind of underwater. Did you?
Okay, can you hear me
A
better?
little bit. You were crystal clear a minute ago. Because we got to get those words of wisdom from you. So we want to make sure you're crystal clear.
What about now?
It's a little bit better. That's better. Okay. Go ahead.
So I forgot where I was at.
You said rolling on the floor, you walked in?
Yeah, and I walked in the house and like get up off the floor. And you know, next thing I know, I was headed to the store.
Oh.
Make the run to the store, run the bath water, her talk to your mama. Call the mama on the, you know what I mean, on the house phone, but you know it was cordless. Her talk to your mama, pass it through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Because by that time, I was done in the bathroom with her anyway.
Okay.
I was done with that one. By the time she was 5, I was done with that.
Wow.
She moved fast though, because she was potty trained by 6 months.
Potty trained by 6 months.
Man, when she first got on the pot, it was a wrap. She still had her accidents. But after she got on the pot, could sit up, she used it one time and she never looked back. She figured out that it didn't have to be on.
What?
Man, she could scoot in the scooter and walker at a month and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, she was moving around like that.
Wow.
So, I give all that credit to her mom. Her mama did. You know what I mean? Because I would still had her laying down. I'm gonna put her in this. And then her mother never talked to her and baby talk or anything. Like, come on, let's go. Oh, hey, she picked it up. I mean, a few days out the hospital, if you lick your tongue out at her, she know how to lick hers back.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was a sponge. She picked it up fast.
Wow. Yeah, I never talked to my kids and baby talk either. I don't had all get. Oh no.
Yeah.
No. My kids would look at you funny, talking to them like that.
Right.
Because I have read articles where it said that wasn't good for their development. So I just talked to them regular. But I was a pre-K teacher too, so I never did that.
Right.
At time for that.
Right. No, it's that you speak with them regular, but we have to make this disclaimer. You speak to them regular, but you keep them out of adult conversations.
Bingo.
It's amazing that I even have to say that because they're still a child and they have a child's brain, even though they speak well.
Right. And you know, it trips me out sometimes when I be talking to like, to my friend or something like that, and their kid is sitting there and in my mouth and talking growner than me. And I'm like, what is you doing in here? Like, when we were growing up, it was certain conversations when our parents were talking to their friends. We weren't in the room. Kids were heard, not seen, So we was in the other room. Especially for some of the stuff that we were talking about. But in dealing with some of my friends, they kids, just be around and listen. I'd be like, why is this child here?
Right. Right. And that's another thing that we as parents got to stop doing. We got to go back to keeping children in children places.
Exactly.
Because they'll make a decision on you. You'll be like, why did they? Because they've been listening to you.
Right.
They've been watching you. What you thought? They was going to watch you and not do it.
Exactly. I mean, you try to allow them the room to have a childhood, right? So if they sit there listening to your conversations and hearing all this stuff, you're exposing them to the world a little early. They already get it enough. But to me, they just need that extra layer of protection, So they shouldn't be there when you're talking about these types of things. They need to be in the room.
Right. Conversation is just like, it's like Similac to milk. You can't just give the baby milk.
Right.
You got to give them Similac first. Conversation is the same way. You can't just drop them off in adult land, not allow them to experience childhood through conversation.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We got a lot of go right to adult conversations and they don't have childhood, and it shows like.
Yeah, absolutely. And even still, you may be creating a monster that turns on you, you know, by talking like this and having them listen to your conversation, and by allowing them to grow up so fast, they may one day turn on you.
Right.
Because they were hearing how you spoke, how you think, and you know, they're forming all these things, and some of this could have been against you. A lot of people, like a perfect example, when you're upset with your kid and you talking about them right to their face, you know, to your friend.
Right.
Think they don't feel some type of way about that? Like, not only are you mad, but you put me on Front Street in front of your homies.
Man, now that's all bad. That's all bad. And see, I've never been a parent that's done that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've never been that way. You know?
Nope. If I'm a child,
if I go in, I'm going in when ain't nobody looking.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll never, anything that I got that much love for, I'll never let nobody see me mad at.
Exactly.
I may tell you I'm mad at them right now, but you would never see me mad at them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I mean, I may be upset, but I don't tell all my business, so I'm not gonna tell all my kids' business.
Right. Because they have to learn as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? We give them life, but ultimately the decisions, they have to make the decisions.
Exactly. You give them the tools, but what they do with the tools is ultimately up to them. You know, I really give you the knowledge, especially dealing with my experience. This is how I did it. How are you going to do it? And it's up to them. They're not going to handle it all the right way, you know, or all your way. You can't always maintain that level of control. You know, you've raised them, you got to allow them to bump their head.
Yeah, definitely. Because I bumped my head I'm still bumping my head.
Still to this day.
Yeah. So it's the control. You can let go. It's okay to let go. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You mature. Your role just simply changes.
Exactly. Exactly. So yes, most definitely. So hopefully the kids are when you sit down and you have that conversation with them, hopefully you give it in a way to where they know that, you know, sex is not a game. It's not a sport. It's serious. Hopefully it's in something that they're committed to. And, you know, I hope, and I know that not everybody believes that, but, you know, we got to stop opening our legs to just anything, you know. We got to learn how to control that urge so that we don't have kids wandering around with no parents or diseases you can't get rid of.
Right. You basically got to know what sex for. What is it for?
Right.
What is it for? It's not for what you've been taught it for. It's not for that. You know what I mean? What we all been taught through the mainstream media. No, sex isn't meant for that.
Interesting words. What is sex for? Words?
Sex is the highest way that you can show a person that you love them.
Amen.
All right. And you know, women, you have something that no other species on this planet has, or organ strictly for pleasure.
You know?
So be careful and watch out.
Yep. Because you know what? That is used against you in the wrong way sometimes. And I can testify.
Yeah. And it can be weaponized coming the other way too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I've had women who weaponized it on me. Such is life. You know? Yeah.
Yep. So unfortunately, there it is. It's a weapon.
Yeah. But once you learn and you understand what it's actually for, then like for me, once I learn, then I don't just have sex with any and everybody. I don't just have sex with everybody. I understand I'm not for everybody. I don't love everybody on that level.
Right.
I can love you. I can do a lot for you, but I may not love you on the level that I play with you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, it's funny once you mature and you learn it that way. It's like, wow.
That's true. That is definitely true, because you can be with somebody that can use that love against you. So you just have to be strong enough to know the difference between sex versus love.
Right. It all has its place.
Yes, it does.
Has its place, because sometimes as a man, I just want to have sex. You know what I mean? The flesh get weak.
Yep.
You know? Well, you know, the other way around, the soul is involved. So, it is what it is. So,
all right. So our next topic is summer movies. You know, this is a good summer for movies. Do you have any that you're looking forward to, Ren?
Actually, that's a bad category for me. I work so much that movies ain't one of my things that I could actually do. I watch more sports because I can know what's coming up when it comes to that, and I'm more like I can't be locked in on movies, you know.
Well, let me ask this. There was a video about Black Panther 2.
Oh.
Everybody's getting kind of excited, and the delegation has told us to wear white. So are you excited about Black Panther 2?
Yeah. Now, see, basically, that's how I find out about movies, from you guys or somebody else talking about it, and then now I go look for the trailer. So
that trailer was powerful. Have you seen it?
No, not yet. Not yet. I will tonight, though.
Yes, it was very powerful trailer. They released it during the San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm gonna have to say Marvel is gonna put a foot in DC neck. They have they showed phase 5 and phase 6. So Black Panther 2 is the last movie for phase 4. And then they're going to move into phase 5 and phase 6. So, and one of those is the Kang Dynasty with Jonathan. I think his name is Tyler, Jonathan, the one from he'll shoot my show. I can't think of his name, but anyway, good actor. And then they have the Secret Avengers War, I think, where everybody makes an appearance. Let's just put it like this. Marvel is not letting go of the gas. DC better come with it, because they're about to get left in the Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman era.
Oh.
And you know what's sad? What's sad is that DC has some guns. Like they can move past this era. Like they should be up to Hawk Girl. They should have had a series featuring the Wonder Twins just for like a little comic relief. They could have had the Martian Manhunter, whatever. They could have had all these shows out, all these movies out, but they keep relying on Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman.
Right. They introduced Aquaman too, though. They knew they needed to come with something, so they came with Aquaman. But they need to go a little deeper. I agree with you on that.
And they even have a movie with Flash that may come out, but the dude that plays the Flash got arrested, is in some trouble. When they could just use the cast from the TV show, honestly, and made the movie. But I digress. They got a whole Flash, and now they may not be able to put the movie out for a while because he got arrested.
Oh wow! So who's playing the Black
Panther? We don't know.
Okay.
All we know right now is that in the trailer it shows the girl that he was in love with. It shows her pregnant. Lupita's role. It shows her pregnant and having a baby. It shows his sister. It showed a whole bunch of stuff, but it didn't say who was going to be the next Black Panther. There's been a whole lot of speculations between his sister, maybe his son from another multiverse, Michael B. Jordan's character coming back, or what is it, Bill Winston or something like that? Winston Duke, that's his name, I think. Him even taking over. So it's a lot of speculation going on. We don't know anything for sure.
So you saying Michael B. Jordan come back now? Would he be a good Black Panther, or would he still be? Would he have some sense this time?
Well, okay, so if he takes over to be, quote, Black Panther, he's fighting crime. So I would think that they would make it so he came back and has some sense.
Okay.
They would have to, because there's no way.
Right.
He could be evil, but was he really evil, or was he just a misguided kid? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I say he was misguided, but he wanted his spot. He was promised the spot, and he came for it.
Right.
That was their tradition. So who says how you supposed to learn your tradition?
Right. His father, I think he was fighting more for his dad. You know, he knew where he was from, and he knew the law.
The genealogy.
Right. So in fighting for his dad, he had to do it in a manipulative way.
Right.
So, I don't think he was evil. I think, like you, he was just misguided and angry, and he wanted his recognition. He wanted his family, his father, to be avenged.
Right.
So
I can read that.
Yeah. So they haven't really said who's going to where it's going. We still don't know. And supposedly there may be an appearance of him even in phase 5, not an appearance of like this Black Panther, but a different Black Panther, probably be one from maybe a different multiverse. I don't know. I'm not good at saying, but it's just a whole bunch of speculation right now. So I can't wait.
Hey, that sounds dope. I forgot they doing the multiverse thing now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't. I've been saying I want to get into the NFT thing and all of that, but I haven't had the opportunity.
It is the multiverse is crazy. The Doctor Strange movie, it was okay.
Okay.
But it had to be the bridgeway into introducing all these other places now.
So. Right. They did that in Endgame. Said how they brought it all back together off what was the final one after Endgame?
Infinity War.
No, that was Endgame.
No, there was Infinity War.
Okay. That was the one when they finally killed what's her name at the beginning.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many movies gonna come up, Marvel, and not even just movies. They're gonna have series on Disney Plus. So it's gonna be a very interesting next couple of years.
So you into that type of those type of movies, huh, Shay?
I am. I do enjoy. I'm not a big DC fan. You know, I'm more of a Marvel fan. I watch all of them. What I would really love to do is one good weekend And I probably wouldn't even be able to do it at this point in time. It would probably take a couple of months. I would like to go back and watch all the movies in the DC order, including the one shots and the series, and watch them in order to gain better understanding.
Oh, okay.
Of why things happen. Because, you know, right now as it is, you go to the movies and you watch them as they're released. But if you go back and look at them in the order that they say you should, then there's some more understanding. Like I looked at the one shots and I was like, oh, that's why this happened over here. You know, that's why she said that. So
you got to basically binge watch it.
Yes. And you know, those movies like 3 hours long.
Yeah, I know. I hate when I watch one and when I'm doing it and I watch one and then I watch the next one and realize I don't watch them out of order.
Right. So I'm like,
right.
So that's the goal. Maybe next summer, over my break, I'm gonna sit down and watch them in order by recommendation, by the Marvel recommendation. So we'll see.
Okay.
And then my movie, my Fast and the Furious, may be out next year too. So
they're coming out with another one of those?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think there's supposed to be one or two. Jason Momoa is supposed to play the villain in the next movie. So
okay, nice.
Yeah.
Got some good movies coming out.
We do.
I gotta tune in.
Well, you're a hardworking man, so they'll find you.
I'm tired of working hard. I'm trying
Me
to retire.
and you both. Did you play the lottery?
Huh?
Did you play that $1.3 billion lottery?
I did, and I'm mad because I ain't win. That all that did was made me madder when I didn't win that.
Right? I was so mad. I was like, can I get $1 million?
Can I get a free ticket?
Right. Oh, I was like, man, could you imagine going to bed and waking up a billionaire?
Wow.
The cash out amount was, when I bought my ticket, the cash app estimated value was $648 million, over $648 million. Could you imagine that?
Oh.
And that was when I bought my ticket. That wasn't even that. The amount probably went up as it got closer to time, because when I bought my ticket, it was still at $1 billion. So if it got up to 1.3 billion, the payout is at least $1 billion or a little under.
Right. But you know who really won?
Who?
The government. Look at that. Look at what the payout is. It was $1 billion, and then you still got to pay taxes on that 6.
Right. Right.
So you probably lucky if you walk away with 300 million.
And then not even that. The store that bought the ticket, they get money.
They do? Didn't know that.
So they came up too.
Didn't know that.
Yes.
So they get some money for selling. Wow.
Yes.
Didn't know that. That's why they always put the winning tickets up there.
Yep.
Okay, keep their tickets in. Oh, wow.
So they get money too. Wherever the winning ticket was bought, that store gets money.
Wow. I know it was in Northern Ohio somewhere.
Yeah. And they had they had a couple of $1 million tickets here in Texas.
Nice. I might need to check my ticket.
I checked mine. I was disappointed, but I may still take it in and check the machine and let the machine tell me not a winner.
I do the same thing. I be like, it might be broke. It might give me some money.
Right.
Right,
It may
right,
get $5,
right,
That's a
man,
big meal or something.
man, man. You know what I mean? Just another play. It might say pop
Exactly.
up free ticket. Hey, bet I got another chance.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
think the other one is at what, 170 million?
That's a lot of money.
Could you imagine?
I could.
But I don't need it all. Just give me a chunk of it. Let me do what I gotta do. Let me
Man,
be comfortable. That would be
man,
great.
I know exactly what I do.
What you gonna do, sir?
I would build me a gated community.
You would be in a gated community?
I would build me a gated community.
Oh, okay. So you building houses, a whole neighborhood.
Or I would rehab one, and everybody that I consider to be family members, we out. We got land, we got this, we got that. Hey, I'll get it cracking like that.
Nice.
Yep, yep. And then I have it making money for itself. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Yeah. So
I think I would buy a couple of like maybe a trucking, give me a truck, and maybe get a medical carrier business going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something that doesn't require a lot of startup, and then do that. Or I don't know, make a little bit of investments here and there. Figure out a way to, I don't know if I want like something, a major type of business, but find some sources of income that would stream in and keep me going that way. I can live not only on the interest of the money, but off my different streams of revenue.
Right. 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 That's definitely a given.
Yeah, I don't need nothing major. Just a few little streams of revenue to keep coming in, because ultimately, again, the hunk of what you're living off of is the interest from the winnings.
Right.
And I still may even work. So, not to be bored, So we'll see. All right. So the last topic, and I don't know if we want to talk about this one, but I'll ask it. Name 5 CDs that changed the music game, or you personally, when it came out.
Oh, 5 of them.
5. Or 3, and tell what it changed about the music game or you. So 3, because with the explanation.
With the explanation. That's a good question. Oh, because somebody will get left out.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. Mm. Well, my first one would be, because when it comes to me, I look at life and what changed for me in life, and I date my music by that. What was I listening to at that time?
Okay.
All right. Senior in high school, I was listening to Tupacalypse Now.
Okay.
For me, that changed. It made me more conscious of who I was and what I was actually up against in life. As far as like music, rap music, yeah, I listened to NWA, and that was a new sound that changed the world. as far as what could be said being recorded. That era was crazy. So it's like you can't go wrong no matter who you call out. But Tupac was the biggest influence. When that came out, it let me know who I was and what I was up against. You know.
Right.
After that, see that whole era between 92 and like 2000, I can't name 5 because it's so many in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would go with that one. I can't name 5 because it's some R&B, like when Maxwell came out with Submerged Within the Light. You know what I mean? That's when I learned what sex was. It was more than what I was taught it was. You understand what I'm saying? So
I got you.
It's a few. I can't name 5. I would be doing the game a disservice if I tried to name 5.
But I like what you said so far. That was great. Those are 2 good ones.
Right.
And I'm a step further off of what you just said. The late 80s with Straight Outta Compton. You said Straight Outta Compton, right?
Well, see, I didn't go back that far. I mentioned NWA, but I'm like,
But it was during that time when like Colors dropped and Fuck the Police and Straight Outta Compton, all that dropped. And like you said, it brought awareness. It woke people up. It shook people up, because we were going through a time where stepping outside, sitting on your porch was a deadly situation.
Man, it's rough now. I think it was rough for them.
It was. Because, I mean, we couldn't wear specific colors to school. We couldn't wear team, like Bulls, Chicago Bulls or Lakers. We couldn't even wear that. We had to be careful what we wore to school.
Man, what kind of tennis shoes you wore?
All of that. All of that. So, along with those thoughts, that music, that gangster rap, that's what I remember most. The spirit and the awareness and having to, really think about your actions, think about where you are.
I can understand that because that was when I had to tell my parents, nah, it ain't like that. It's like this.
Right.
And they were trying to argue me up and down, like, nah, I cannot wear that. Not live in her. No.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to be, what's the name? I'm trying to make it home at the end of the day.
I remember those bomber jackets, it was those big black jackets the gangsters was wearing back in the day with the football teams on them.
Yeah.
I remember my mom going to a store and wanted to purchase one for my brother. And I was like, Mom, you can't buy that for him. She was like, why? I was like, because he's going to have to fight every day to wear that jacket.
But as a boy,
it was the Oakland Raiders. Huh?
As a boy, we still wanted them jackets.
Yes. Yeah. But it was the Oakland Raiders jacket, and that was a no. That was a definite no. So the only reason why he ended up getting it is because we were moving to St. Louis. And I don't even know if he wore it that much in St. Louis because it was still kind of like a, no, you can't wear that here kind of thing.
Right. See, I kind of like that era. I like understood it when it started. So I believe that's why I said, I understood that aspect of life. Right. You know what I mean? So I guess that's probably why I said what I said when I picked Tupacalypse Now, because of what it did. it show, that's something personal there. That's not overall, but overall, I would back up and go with you on the NWA aspect, because them and Two Live Crew, those things weren't supposed to be said out loud.
No. And you remember when they had the box and they had all those, explicit videos on there?
Yeah.
And so, Two Live Crew affected that because, they made people have to show different things. That's why BT and Night was formed.
Right.
So that the videos had somewhere where they could be played,
We'll be up all night watching the box, waiting on somebody to pick the video you want.
Yes.
And somebody picked. Lo and behold, you'll see it pop up and the number go in. Do. Somebody picked.
Exactly, because if you tried to pick it, your mom was go whoop your behind.
Or you go to somebody else's house and pick, and then run back home real quick, or be sitting there watching videos, picking videos.
Exactly. Be like, get this one. I'll give you $1.
Nah, hey, they don't even know you picked it.
Right. Man. Ooh, the things we used to do back in the day.
Like, nah, you can't use my phone. No, you couldn't let nobody use your phone. That's what they're gonna do. Because it was a bunch of 900 date. That's how you used to, instead of Facebook or these dating apps, they had phone numbers you could call. And the only way you could get your voice message is if you had credits. And the only way to get credits was to charge it to a landline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You remember you used to call Jazzy J and they talk to them for $1.99 and the Fresh Prince for $1.99.
Yep.
Wasn't no going live and wasn't no I can DM them. Nah, you got on the phone and called.
Exactly. All the chat rooms and everything. Yes. The 1-900 numbers where people's phones literally would get cut off because they had ran up their bill.
Yeah. Got a $1,000 phone bill.
Yep. I remember I was, it's kind of funny. I was watching an episode of Martin and there was like no local calls, no long distance calls, no chat room. I was like, dang. Wow. When we used to have to pay 25 cents a minute for long distance calls.
Man, tell me about it. 25 cents a minute for long distance calls. You remember when cell phones dropped, how much they were?
Yes.
A quarter a minute.
Exactly. And Sprint was the worst pirate on that because you call and be like, oh, I have 150 minutes. And then you call back 5 minutes and be like, oh, I only have 100 minutes? Where did the minutes go?
Yeah. Better wait till after 8 o'clock. It's free.
Exactly.
Man, you tell the person quick, hey, I'm going to call you back when it's free. Click. Hey. I will call you back when it's free.
I will call you back at 8. I'll call you back. Right. Shoot, that was real.
And then someone came with the free incoming calls. You
right.
You pay the call.
Exactly.
So you make a call and say, hey, hang up and call me right back, please.
Exactly. Look, the struggle.
Right. The struggle was real. Wasn't no text messaging, wasn't no GPS.
Nope. So I was talking to somebody about that the other day. I was like, how did we get around without GPS? We had all the map scopes in our cars.
No, you know what we did?
What?
We went on landmarks. It was get on this street and go here till you see this, then make a left. You know what I mean? Then you gonna see this. It's a building, a brick missing on the left side. I'm 3 houses up from there on the right. You know what I'm talking about? So we went on landmarks. We didn't go on directions.
And you're right, because I'm still a landmark person to this day. I look for stuff and I know that's the right way. You're right.
Yeah. And that's what, rest in peace, Mike Brown Jr. But that's what turned me off about St. Louis. When that happened and the riots happened and some of the landmarks that I've been seeing for years were destroyed, man, that hurt me. That hurt me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because that is real. That is very real. Man. So have you been hearing about St. Louis? Has it stopped flooding in St. Louis?
I haven't talked to anyone there lately. So I'll take that back. I've talked to two of my friends and they didn't say anything about it. So
I talked to my cousin like Tuesday or Wednesday, and he said it was flooding like crazy, and it got a lot of people, I guess, their stuff U-Haul was giving out like free storage to people for 30 days, which I hope they extend that, because people gonna be hurt for a while.
Wow. What part of town was it on?
The U-Haul?
No, what part of town flooded?
Oh, it was a lot of different places. I'm not sure which pieces of it flooded, but it was a lot of flooding going on.
Okay.
And the sad part is that I don't know if people generally think about this, but if you own a home, every so many years you should check to see if you're in a flood zone, because that stuff changes year to year. And I don't think anybody saw this coming. So hopefully they had some type of flood insurance, because insurance is known for being like, no, the floods,
Right. Oh, so that's gonna mean that how can a flood zone change?
It does. Like when people like I'll tell you this story. So I was talking to an insurance agent for I won't say the name, and they told me that this guy had purchased 2 brick homes in this area, and when he bought them, the land was not a flood zone. So years went by and he never had them come and recheck the land. Well, wow. Yeah. So one year freak storm hit and his house is flooded. And they flooded so bad, the only thing standing was the chimney of one house. Ooh. That was all that was left out of both houses, just the chimneys. So when he went to get, insurance adjustment or whatever, they told him he wasn't going to get anything because he didn't have flood insurance.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So when owning a home, you just never know. I don't know. You can have insurance over here, but you may never know if you have the right insurance.
Right. I learned that from when I had my accident, that I had the wrong insurance, and that was the wrong time to learn it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I needed something like Aflac. Pardon my French. I don't mean to get no free shouts out, but I needed something like them, and I didn't have it. I was I had my own health insurance and all of that, but it was the extras that I needed that forced me back to work before I was ready.
Yep. Yeah. But that's the thing. Nobody can afford all this insurance. Like, we know it's there, but I mean, it's so expensive.
Man, you're dead on with that. You're dead on.
You could be paying on it, not ever need it, let it lapse, and then boom, something comes up.
Right. Yeah, I don't like it myself.
Mm-hmm. But
Because I paid $300 a month for just health insurance, $319.
wow. Does that include that Affleck or just
No, no, that doesn't
wow,
include my life insurance either. That doesn't include medical and dental.
wow. I pay about 400, but that's with my kids.
Wow. See, that's why they say getting married has its benefits.
Yeah. But even if I get married, it's gonna be a lot more with a spouse on there.
It is. It's more with a spouse.
Yes.
Didn't know that. Well,
Yes.
I recant that last statement, people.
No, it's more with a spouse. They want,
Okay.
if you put a whole family, including a spouse, oh my God, you looking at paying upwards of 6 or more.
Yikes.
But that just depends. You may get lucky enough to find a good insurance through your job, but oof.
Right.
So it just depends.
Wow.
Insurance is a huge, I don't know if it's a good thing all the time. Some people say it's a huge scam because how often do you use your medical insurance? You may be better off going in, but what if something happened, like you have to get a surgery or something? So
I believe it should be something that you pick up at the time you need it.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because at that point, you free everybody money up. You pick it up if you need it. If I don't need it, I don't pick it up. Or if
Or
I
what,
give you this money and I ain't used it in a year, you got to give it all back.
that part.
You know what I'm talking about? Because I pay insurance, and the last time, I went and got other than my yearly checkup, you know what I mean? I went to the emergency room once for toothache, but other than that, that probably was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Other than I had gallbladder removal, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 years ago. And then I had, no, a year ago, it was last year. But prior to that, I hadn't had no major surgeries. I go every year, do the yearlies, and that's about it. I don't go to the doctor.
Nah. Some people live in the doctor.
Exactly.
But you also one of them. You're a Generation Xer.
True.
So it's let me work on myself first. Let me see if I can knock it out before I go.
Exactly. But after a while, I'll be like, no.
Right. I've been there too. Like, nah, I'm going right now. That don't feel right.
I need to go ahead and let's see what this is, because no.
No, I don't do that. Right.
Exactly. I'll give it maybe 1 or 2 days, but after a while, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Especially that gallbladder thing. That sucker felt like I was in labor all over again. I was like, oh, this is bad. This is bad.
Hey, that's how that toothache felt.
And that's the worst pain to have in your mouth. Ooh.
Yeah. Wisdom tooth.
Yeah. So you still have your wisdom teeth?
Yeah, I got to get them took out for they. I got 2 of them that smashed together and broke up.
Oh.
And I got and I had to get into the emergency room. That was about 2 years ago.
Oh.
I just say I ain't got them pulled out. No, that was last year. That was last year. It's been about a year. Ooh. But I had planned on getting them pulled out before my business did what it did.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just was not this week, not this week, not this week. Now I done looked up, this half the year done went.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, y'all just got to hold off because I can't afford to take them days off right now. You know?
Well.
Nor pay what they want me to pay. I don't want to get them all that money. For the wisdom tooth, they want that money.
Oh, yeah, because I mean,
that ain't covered.
Oh, and I hope that's oral surgery. Right. And that's gonna be at least 500 per quadrant.
Man, I already know. And it's too like I got a rarity. I got another one trying to come in. And that's what caused the problem. Yeah.
So wait a minute, you got 5 wisdom teeth?
Yeah, the 5th one trying to come in. And that's what and they pushed them and unaligned my teeth. So when that I think I was eating on a piece of cake or something where my teeth barely touched together. So that's the way they explained it. It's out of line now. So when our teeth clap together, it just shattered them.
What?
All because another one trying to come in.
Wow.
Yep. So when they get them 2 out, they got to go down in there and get that one too. So that's 1,500 out the door.
Oh.
Right. And man, I just want to be put to sleep and wake up when you're done.
Right. Exactly.
I can't take that.
Wow. Words. Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
That's what makes me say God got a sense of humor though.
He sure do.
He's like, yeah, you got me. That was a good one right there. Watch this. I'm gonna give him 5 wisdom teeth. You sure you got me.
I've never heard, only you. I have never heard of that before. 5 wisdom teeth.
Yeah. The other side good. They ain't even got to pull them.
Wow. Well, my brother, when they went in behind his tooth, it was wrapped around his jawbone. They had to do some, they had to do some work on him.
And see, that's what I'm afraid of.
Well, we're going to put it out there that it's going to go smooth.
That's it. Hey, put it out there to give me the heart to go do it.
Well, yes, because don't be hiding behind your job and living in pain.
Hey, my heart pump Kool-Aid when it comes to going to see that dentist. I ain't even gonna lie. Threaten me with the dentist, man. All right, I'll do whatever you say do. You want me to do what? hey, that's I'll go to the doctor. No problem with that. With that dentist, man.
Exactly, because right now I gotta go and get a deep clean, and every time I go, they have to deep clean me. So I'm like, and that's like 400.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go for that too.
Yup. So I feel your pain. Welcome to adulting.
Man, 101.
Well,
that's what we do.
I guess we've been running our mouth so much. I guess we better get ready to wrap this up. Any words of wisdom for the week?
The words of wisdom for the week. All right, I got one for you.
All right, later.
I would love for people to start using your natural gift of choice.
Okay.
Bag up off the influencing and listening to so much and start making your choice. That's what you have. So sometimes making the wrong choice is the right choice. So when you look at it in that format, then when you're wrong, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. So when you're wrong, you never wrong because you're always right. See?
I see.
That's the choice God has given us. You know what I mean? Make a choice. Bless it either way. Either way, it was to my glory because you didn't know what you got behind either door. I want to see your heart.
Wow. Yeah. Those are powerful words, sir. Use your freedom of choice, basically, right?
Use it. Use it. Don't be afraid of it. They want you afraid of that one. Don't be afraid of it.
Right. Right.
Choose, you win.
Wow, words. Thank you for those words of wisdom. It's greatly appreciated.
That's it. You are welcome.
All right, family. This is your girl Shay Boogie and Mr. Words. And we appreciate y'all. Oh, excuse me. We appreciate y'all coming in and chilling with us today. Y'all have a good rest of the week. Take care of each other.
And we are out of here.
We are. I think. Can I end it? Let me see.
I don't know what. Look at her. There you go.
Well, I can't. Oh, well, I just end. So we're going to do this. Bye, family. Have a good one. I will try it again. I'm going to just end it.